Hi friends, I hope you have seen my previous video about the installation and features of Scratch. In this video, we are going to learn a new feature in Scratch. First, let us see what Scratch is and what you can do with it. Scratch is a free block-based visual drag and drop programming language. Scratch helps children aged 8 to 16 years old to be creative and gives them a platform to create their own games, animations, stories, etc. Scratch is also currently included in the school curriculum in order to introduce students to coding. In the last video, I have shown you how to install the offline editor in Scratch. However, there is also an online editor. So let us see how to log into the online editor. First, go to scratch.mit.edu. Then click the Join Scratch button. Then enter a username and a password and then click Next. Then select your country. Then select your birthday. Then select your gender. Then enter your email. Then solve the CAPTCHA. Then click on Get Started. Then confirm your account through your email. Then click Let's Go. And then click Create. And now you should be in the editor. Now let's get started with the new features. Let us start with the stage. The stage is the area where you will be seeing your 2D objects. Here is the stage. The stage is a 480 by 360 pixel area where all your graphics are displayed. Now let us talk about sprites. This is the Scratch interface and the sprite is this graphic itself. This graphic is the famous Scratch cat, which is the mascot of Scratch. A sprite is an object that performs tasks given by your code, or in other words, you can make a sprite do different actions using your code. So now I'm going to show you how to make a sprite in Scratch. There are 4 ways you can make a sprite. The first way is by clicking the Choose a Sprite button or the magnifying glass above it. This takes you to the Sprite library. And if you find a sprite that is good enough for your project, you can just click it and add it into your project. Above the Choose a Sprite is Paint. Paint allows you to create a custom sprite and it will take you to a paint area where you can make the sprite. As you can see, I have made a smiley as a scratch using the paint tool. The next button above the paint symbol is Surprise. Surprise picks a random sprite from the sprite library and adds it into your project. The final way to make a sprite is using Upload Sprite. You can do this and you can upload any single file, any single image file from your file system. You can even add yourself as a sprite. Isn't that amazing? So those are the 4 ways to make a Scratch sprite. Now you have seen how to make a sprite. Now let us talk about costume. A costume is just the look of a sprite. If you change the costume of the sprite will look a different way. If you have a sprite with one particular costume, then changing the costume will change the look of the sprite. The costume. A costume is the way a sprite can look. There is the costume selector button in the bottom left in the costumes tab. The costume selector looks and has the same options as the sprite selector on the other end. However, instead of searching sprites, it searches costumes. Now, let us talk about backdrop. The backdrop is just like a costume for the stage. It can change the look of the stage. Here is the empty backdrop and here is the blue sky backdrop. Now there is the backdrop selector button similar to the costume selector button and the sprite selector button. It is right next to the sprite selector button. Now, in other words, a backdrop is a costume for the stage. So friends, in the next tutorial, I will show you how to make something exciting using all that we covered in today's video. In the meantime, you can play around with the Scratch interface to familiarize yourself with all the tools that I showed you. If you like this video, please give a like or comment below if you learned something new today. Don't forget to share this video and please subscribe to my channel and click the bell icon if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye.